Hey guys, welcome back to Angel Angela. And on this topic, I wanted to talk to you guys about narcissists, gang stalkers out in public. Behaviors that you're going to see out in public. One thing that I've noticed from just watching people and studying people is that a lot of narcissists have this feeling of inferiority, right? These people feel inferior, even though even though they portray like they have this, high self-esteem, they have this high ego, about them. These people are very hateful, very, nuisance type of people because they want to take your energy so badly that they want to engage with you in any possible way, to get energy from you. These are literally blood-sucking mosquitoes. These are low-grade people that will, if they see you and they feel like you're a good source of supply, they'll act like they're into the same things that you're into based off of, what you look like. And then they try to articulate things to where it seems like they're into the same things as you. And, they're trying to have you open up more and more and more about yourself. So these people could be complete strangers, but they're on a hunt, to have you open up or to give them energy, whether it's through engaging in conversation or doing something or saying something out loud to provoke you, or it could be something as simple as cutting you in line, cutting you and pretending like you're not even there, but they know what they're doing. They're trying to see if you're going to say something to them for cutting you. They know what they're doing is wrong, but they'll sit there and do it. And then they're waiting to see if you're going to engage, if you're going to yell at them, or if you're going to say something to them, if you're going to defend yourself. They're like that little bully at school, and they're just out here bullying people. That behavior just never changes. It doesn't change when they're around their family and their friends. You might be the black sheep. You think that they don't treat other people like this, but they do. They go out into restaurants and places, and, they use those opportunities to downplay people. So you'll see that these are the type of people that will, like I said, they'll do something as simple as cutting you in line. These are gang stalkers. You'll find yourself thinking to yourself, why do I keep attracting this energy, or why is this energy attracted to me? What I've came to understand is that when that energy can't get through to you through the narcissist anymore in your life, the person that you probably, love the most, or the people that you love the most that basically you had to leave behind and had to start all over. What happens is that energy is trying to get to you, and you might not pay attention to it at first, but then things will consistently happen, and what you will notice is that you will catch on to it. So just like someone cutting you in line, that person wants to provoke you. At the same time, you don't really want to engage with that person. So if you were to just, reclaim your spot by cutting them when it's your turn, and, almost act like a zombie, like you didn't even realize what happened. Like, pay it no mind. You just pay it no mind. They just start disappearing. You'll see that they'll just leave. They'll spread out like little roaches, like little ants, and they'll leave you alone. So these are gang stalkers. Most, gang stalkers are harmless. You really just can't wake them up. You really can't, you cannot play a script or a role in their movie, because it's a movie to them. It's like their personal movie. And because they don't feel anything, they're numb. any type of energy they get from you, they don't feel bad about it. They're not going to lose any sleep over what they do to people on a regular. When they go out and gang stalk people, they can sleep peaceful. They won't even think about you the next day. They won't even think about you the week after. But this is something that will impact you as an empath for the rest of the day or the rest of the week, or it can turn you off, because you will feel like, why is this energy attacking me and trying to engage with me? So some gang stalkers are more, they are more, they violent or will violate you more than others. But for the most part, you can ignore them and they'll go away. So most empaths, when there's some type of altercation with gang stalkers, what we try to do is just avoid them altogether. But the gang stalkers will always act like victims, right? But the way you could tell that you're dealing with a gang stalker who's a family member, a friend, and things like that is when they can easily avoid a problem or a situation, but they refuse to do the right thing, or they refuse to be the bigger person. That's when you're dealing with a gang stalker. They like that type of drama. They like stirring up anger into people. That's basically all that they have in order to keep fuel going, in order to stay alive. They need an audience in order to stay alive. This is why you cannot entertain these people at all. And when you're surrounded by people, when you have people around you, you'll notice that the gang stalkers won't really jump on you as much. But when you're out by yourself, these are the moments where they really want to engage with you. So if you're with your husband, they're not really going to engage with you because they know that you have someone with you. So this could be confusing too, because you might have someone with you, and then now you're having gang stalkers that are approaching you, but they're approaching you being kind, trying to do you favors, like being extra nice, love bombing you. And it could make you feel like you're one of them, and they'll start telling you fake stories about their life, trying to figure out your life. So you'll think, oh, it's just, I'm bumping into people with the same frequency, but it could be a gang stalker. So you could think it's not a gang stalker, but it could be a gang stalker, and you're thinking because you're bumping into another couple. Because that's what I noticed when I was running around with friends. I would bump into gang stalkers that were trying to basically be posers, and they're in disguise. They already had the intention of forcing themselves in your life as friends, relationships, and things like that. But then, when you get with a narcissist, you will actually attract other gang stalkers that are couples, and they'll just naturally be drawn to you. They'll start approaching you because they feel like, you guys are married or you guys are in a serious relationship. We are too. And that's how people start having these secret, the narcissist starts to, hop from one relationship to another, and they go around, being couples with other couples, and they repeat the same loop over and over again. And that's usually what happens with a gang stalker, because now you're turning around realizing that your partner is a gang stalker. So they usually, gang stalkers usually want to catch you by yourself, and they want to catch you by yourself when you're unconscious, when you're not really paying attention. So if you're not really paying attention, that's where they usually come and get you. When you're paying attention now, they know that you're paying attention, and it makes them feel uncomfortable. And because they feel like you could see through them, even though you technically can't see through this person. You can only gain certain characteristics about them that will categorize them in your mind, right? So if you're watching a narcissist flirt with someone, let's just say that. Say you just walked into the room and there's a narcissist flirting with someone. And you might look at that narcissist and you can tell that they're desperate. Like they're looking for fuel, and you could tell, you could feel their desperation. You know, they might be standing outside of a liquor store or something, right? You could feel their energy. Like you could feel it when they're going to places, when they're talking to someone. It's not like you're bumping into another empath and you're just exchanging words, exchanging energies, and that person is fueling you, and then you continue, your day. Or it's not an empath who probably spends a lot of time by themselves. So when they get out in public, they kind of want to engage with people and, have small conversation. Because you can tell the difference between someone who might, they enjoy talking to people because they might spend a lot of time by themselves. So with a narcissist, you can tell their energy it's more of a gang stalker type of energy. Like they want to know the places where you're at. They want to exchange information right away, exchange numbers, social media. But not only that, when you're watching these narcissists or these gang stalkers, they're paying attention, even though it doesn't seem like they're paying attention to their surroundings. These are predators. They're paying attention. So if they know that you're conscious, they're paying attention to you the whole time while they're trying to brainwash someone, or while they're trying to basically hunt someone, right? They know they can't hunt you. Automatically they know, like, that door is closed. They can tell you're not willing to engage with them. You might look them in the eyes and let them know, like, I see you, but I'm not engaging with you. I don't want to engage with you. So they can feel your energy right away. Especially, when you're not self-aware. When you're not self-aware of this, you tend to be out of your mind, meaning that anytime you think about something, you automatically blurt it out. Or if something's on your mind, you want to let the narcissist know what's on your mind. You're telling them all of your secrets, your deepest secrets that you've never said to anyone else. You're giving them all the intel that you have inside of your mind. And those are the type of people that the gang stalker usually likes to go after. But the problem is that when you realize that you cannot say too much and you start keeping your thoughts to yourself, that gang stalker is aware of that, because they're constantly blurting out who they are to others, and it makes them feel uncomfortable. So if they've said too much, now they feel like they need to get you to say something because they said too much, and you don't even know these people. So these type of people will automatically try to provoke you in order to get energy from you. They will 100% pay attention to you, even though you're not engaging with them. And while they're preying on people, they're just watching you. And the fact that you are like, you almost don't pay attention to them. You don't even look at them. You already made eye contact with them, but you're letting them basically skim around the room. They still have their eyes on you. And what you will see is that when they get frustrated from not being able to get that fuel, now they're angry. And when they become angry, they'll start looking at you crazy, or they might even say something to you, or they might be able to tell that that they're frustrated because they're unable to get that fuel. Just by them knowing that you can tell that they're drained, just by you knowing that's a reason for them to attack you right there. That's a reason for them to say something about you. A lot of times narcissists will compensate the fact that they have no energy and they're deprived from energy. They will use those situations to attack people and to purposely provoke you in order to get some type of fuel. So you can go, you can be going to a grocery store and you're listening to someone, talk about an old lady or someone with cancer or someone with a disability. Narcissists don't care. Anyone who they feel is a weak person, they're going to pick on, like right in front of their face. So you'll experience that a lot where people will start mumbling things under their breath. And narcissists think that everyone is dumb. So a lot of times narcissists will mumble things under their breath. And if they're surrounded by other narcissists, you better believe that they're going to, say embarrassing jokes. They're going to record people when people are going through distress situations, or if someone's like strung out on drugs, or someone is getting arrested. The narcissist gang stalker, they're quick with their phones. They're always on their phones. They're always recording. They're quick to record altercations. They're quick to come outside their house and want to know what's going on, want to gossip, the empath, when the empath isn't self-aware, you're basically, going to help. You're helping everyone you come across, but you're not even testing to see their spirit. You're not testing to see, you know that there's a killer on the loose, but you're not testing to see, is this a person a killer, or is this someone that really needs help, or is this someone pretending to need help, but really they're in disguise, so you won't figure out that they're really the serial killer. They're in disguise, or like, no, the killer went that way. They're throwing you all the way off. And once you become a self-aware empath, that's when you're like, okay, these gang stalkers, they're out of control, and now you could see it, and you realize that you couldn't see those things before. So if an empath is basically in distress and they're basically, they're pleading for help, they're reacting to the narcissist, or they're in anger, you'll confuse that person for being the narcissist, because the narcissist is being really calm once that person is acting outrageous, because they're getting fuel from that negative energy that they're displaying. So this is what you become aware of when you become self-aware. And this is, very scary for empaths that are being gang stalked, because now they don't trust certain people, and you'll think that that person's a narcissist because they're secretive or something, and that person is just, they could be afraid, but you don't really know, because they could be playing like they're a victim too. So this is why you have to test people's spirits, because it might be a gang stalker. Once you see it, it's like going to another level, and now these targets are coming at you, but they're coming at you, much quicker, because they're trying to see if you can catch it, how quick you are, and when they're coming at you, they're not coming at you physically, they're coming at you mentally. So this is why when you become self-aware of what the narcissist has done to you, and how they were always basically gang stalking you because they didn't want to leave you alone. These people don't want to leave you alone, but yet they hate you, so it's like they're feeding off of you. So that's what you realize once you become aware of that. A lot of times the empath might tell themselves, like, I'm done being nice. But when you see injustice, you will empathize, because you completely understand. And the narcissist, they're so far down, they don't care about what they do, as long as they get what they want. With the empath, you avoid trouble, you avoid that type of energy. You need fuel from positive energy. You need fuel to be returned back to you when you pour out. You can't afford to pour out without getting anything in return. because then you're left drained and those people leave listening to you feeling fueled. This is why you can't engage with narcissists once you know who they are and what they are. This is why I say, when you're on your own, a lot of gang stalkers will attack you. When you're with people, they'll come at you really nice and try to befriend you. Sometimes when you're on your own, they try to befriend you, but that's because that's the energy, that they're trying to get from you, whether it's positive or negative, So this is why, it is very important to know who you're giving energy to, because they might just be sucking energy out of you. They're quick to talk about people right in front of their face. A lot of times they need other people to feel almost invincible. So basically, gang stalking narcissists, they're not just getting mad at people because, people are cutting them off on the freeway or on when they're driving, you know, um, they're not getting mad at things that, clearly someone can get a little bit irritated, but they're getting this energy where they're just going off on random people that haven't done anything to do with them, almost like a drug addict that's walking on the street talking to people with Tourette's. Like, they don't care who they do it to, and they will do it for no reason. Then there's people that feel like they're being gang stalked because someone brought something to their attention, and then they're like, oh, I'm being gang stalked because this person brought something to my attention. And then they'll start getting offended, so they start to repeat the same thing over and over again to get a reaction out of that person. And then once that person reacts, they're like, oh, I'm being gang stalked. And they're really in that loop believing that, you know they're really in that loop believing that because they don't like that someone said something to them. But then they will clean up their act, and then they will try to act like, you know, I never did that, like it never happened. And now they're the sane ones, and you're insane. So, what you're going to notice about narcissist gang stalkers, especially in the times that we're living in with social media, is that just as quickly as someone online is willing to distort your reality or try to tell you who you are, or give their input on who you are in your faith, your relationship with God, or, people are easily able to criticize you online. These same type of narcissistic people that are quick to talk, that don't know how to use their brains, because narcissists, a lot of them, they feel so they feel so above other people that they feel like they can say something and they can gaslight you after they said what they said and pretend like it wasn't directed towards you or they were talking about someone else. They're like that little kid in class who's like making funny faces behind your back, and then when you turn around, they're smiling like they weren't doing anything. This is why a lot of times things can go left with a narcissist or, a narcissist gang stalker. Things can go left right away because the empath, feels things deeply on a deeper level, a deeper scale, because the empath can see the narcissist, from all angles, and you realize that they were trying to fool you for a long time, but you always knew. So once you know, you just know, and you know that the narcissists, they survive on positive or negative energy, and they've been sucking the good energy out of you. So they want you to, give them that bad energy. And while you're giving that bad energy, you're destroying yourself. So they're like, it's a win-win for me because I'm getting fuel and you're destroying yourself. So they drive empaths to the point where people will start thinking that these empaths are the narcissists, but they don't understand that the empath, they have good intentions, and the narcissist is willing to provoke situations, based off of nothing, just based off their own humor. So you're basically having to live where you know you can't give them that energy because they'll be disturbing your frequency. So you'll have to allow them to think whatever they want to think, and then they'll find that humorous, and they'll keep going until they stop and they get tired. So they're going, it doesn't matter how sick it is, how diabolical it is, they're not going to stop until they get some tears or just any type of fuel. That's what the narcissist is, and it doesn't matter how old these people get. They'll just start blurting things out, and especially if they're surrounded by other narcissists, because they want to be the funny guy or the funny girl in the group. So they're not thinking of what that person's going through. They're not thinking of that person's disability. They're not thinking about none of those things. Anything to make humor and to get energy, they will. And if you call these people out for their behavior, they're going to get angry. You're going to see them, right in front of you become possessed. And that's how quickly these people will take your energy. And you'll wonder to yourself, like, is it me? What's going on? It seems like everywhere I go, there's at least one narcissist in there. And they're doing or saying stuff, or they're looking at me crazy, So you'll run across these people all the time. And these people, these gang stalkers are after your energy. So, like I said, when you go out into the world, you have to look at it like a battlefield, because these people are going to say things to get energy out of you. Because the moment you argue with these people or you react, it's just fueling them. Because now they're going to go to other gang stalkers and tell these other gang stalkers what you did or said. Or they're going to get their friends that they're with to jump on you, So these people will disrespect you on purpose, because they'll have other narcissists around them. Or you'll just see these people doing little things, like I said, like cutting you in line, road raging on the road. They have this, they can feel your energy. They can feel your energy, especially when you're a self-aware empath. They can see they can see it in your eyes that you're awake. And it's almost like they do it unawarely, where it's like there's something about you. They don't know what it is. They just know that they have an urge to provoke you. They can feel your empathy. They can feel your kindness. You could look like the meanest person ever, but they can feel your energy right away. Like, they can sense it right away. And this is why you're going to see these type of people continuously. It's going to feel like there's a spirit jumping from one person to another. And everywhere you go, this spirit wants to provoke you. This spirit wants you to feed into it. This spirit is gang stalking you. It's jumping into low frequency people to say things, to blurt things out. Because I've analyzed this, behavior, where I could sit down and literally watch different people have conversations. People come in and out, narcissists come in and out, and then they're giving certain people this predator look. Like, you better not say anything, almost look. Or they give you this look like they know that you know who they are. They give you this look like they know that you know. So, it's very important to be careful and to pray and to really analyze what's going on when you leave your house, to understand this type of energy, so that you can have patience. You have to have patience when you go out in this world, because these gang stalkers, these narcissists, they will come at you, they will provoke you. They have an idea of, they're living in this fantasy world. And if you don't fit into their fantasy world, they're basically after you. If they can't come into your world, you become almost an enemy to them, And if you allow them to come into your world so easily, they will destroy you right away. So it's like a lose-lose. You can open the door, but they're going to kill you, or you can keep a distance and control your power and show these people that you're not afraid of them. And all they can do is run around in circles around you, beating their chests and hitting their drums. That's all they can do. So understand that this gang stalking spirit, this narcissistic spirit, it feeds off drama, it feeds off anger, it feeds off, every negative emotion that you can think about. And you'll see that these people, they get an arousal, they get aroused when they're seeing arguments, when they're seeing fights, when they're seeing people lose their mind, when they're seeing people in distress situations. They actually get happy. It pumps them up. It fuels them. You'll see that, someone can get pulled over and you'll see them laughing. They're joking, they're laughing. They think it's the funniest thing in the world. But when it's happening to them, they're the victim. They didn't do anything wrong. They got picked on for no reason. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace in your healing. Be careful, you guys. If you guys want to book a session with me, my booking information is on the description. Just give me 24 hours as always. And I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, and peace in your healing. And I will talk to you guys on the next podcast. Bye.